let's finish this box because we still have 10 more to go after this. Hello, hello, welcome back to Outside the Box. We are still in the great unboxing of 2025, and today we're going to finish off this big box from Big Bad Toy Store. 2 items left in here. I'm going to start with the one that's least interesting. It's not a bad figure or anything, but we've seen this guy before. We have your Transformers Studio series. Is Gamer Edition no longer a thing as well? No, not really. Thundercracker from War for Cybertron. We've gotten this guy before. Are we actually completing this secret trio? I know we have Starscream. Did I get Skywarp already? I think I did? God, I don't even remember, man. I vaguely remember talking about how sexy it looks in black and purple paint. I think we did. Not my favorite Seeker mold. The translation, well, the version 2 translation to this mold did have some shortcomings, right? God, he looks great though. That is a nice shade of Thundercracker blue. Tiny little instruction. I think we're still gonna need this, although I've transformed this guy a few times now. Yeah, there we go. Look at that guy right there. I don't think there's any new weapons for him. I recognize the mace. Right, he still has the 2 little bits that go next to his head. The staff part of the mace. Although now it's in that blue plastic painted over, and then we get the chromey purple for the mace itself. It still looks fine. I can still sense I would paint it just a little bit differently. Obviously to try to make it look as accurate as possible to the video game. The details are still great. We've gotten this one before though. The other weapon is this one, and I'm not sure if we've gotten this before. It doesn't really look familiar, but we all know my memory is not the greatest. Wow, this was cut real badly from the sprue. There's quite a bit of plastic right up here. You know what, let me clean that up right now. Yeah, and you see how when you stress the plastic, it can leave it a little bit lighter in color. That is totally fine though, it's just a peg. I want to say maybe we have gotten this before. I don't think it's a brand new weapon. Oh, but this guy looks fantastic. I think the more that I see of this mold, the more that it does grow on me. I don't think it's aged particularly well from when we originally saw it in the video game. I always have an issue with the proportions of like the legs and the feet. I don't want to repeat a whole lot what I've already mentioned before. It's the same, but maybe seeing that in this shade of blue, like it helps to tie the whole thing together. So it's great, it's not bad. I'm really impressed here though. I'm noticing the dual little wings on the back. They are painted in a fantastic looking chromey blue that it does match pretty well with the blue plastic of the rest of the figure, but it's in a chrome color. Oh man, that just pops. It's almost like a little bit of a taste of what the rest of the figure would look like completely painted. Yeah, I'm totally down for that. And then right below that, I don't know if the other Seekers got this paint, but we have right below here some more chromey purple, same as we got on the mace. That's nice. I don't know if that's how it is in the game though. I could very well see it maybe being like a darker metallic gray or like a gunmetal. Chromey purple works great though. Fantastic. Nice stuff, nice stuff. The red stripe on the wings though, it suffers from not being as bright as it could. Even though the color underneath it isn't particularly dark, it's like a powdery blue almost. It gets darkened because of that. And then even the Decepticon symbol on top of that kind of blends in. Although it's in the same chromey purple, so it looks nice. I think I would probably maybe put a dry rub that has the white border to help make it pop. Something, I don't know. I definitely wouldn't be able to create that chromey purple though. We would lose that unfortunately. Man, this blue paint though, that looks really good. And then also underneath it, apart from the purple, is a nice silver coat around this base section here. That's nice, that's very nice. That's the only part that I can see that has the blue chrome paint though. Interesting. Yeah, just imagine the whole thing in that chromey blue would look lovely. He does have a bit more of the silver on the front here, right around the cockpit area, and it does help to make him shine. Very nice. It is the same head sculpt, right? He's got like an open mouth. I don't remember if the others got the same head sculpt. I mean, if it's different, I'd be impressed. I don't think it is. I would have to go back and check with the others though. It is, of course, a very nice face sculpt. Captures the look of the game well. Yeah, I don't remember if Starscream got that same sculpt. There's the same gimmick, of course. You pop off this forearm and you can attach the weapon to give it a quasi look of how you equip weapons in the game. It's a look that works much better in the game than it does in these action figures. And yet, I'm still glad that it's there. Wouldn't use it myself though. They did implement into some of the later weapons the ability to just pop it onto the fist itself. So I'm actually grateful that we have that option. Now that I'm looking at it on here though, I think this might be a new weapon because I don't think I've ever seen this before. And this looks very silly. He's technically holding it, but because there's still so much going on top of the fist, it doesn't look like he's holding it all that right. That's not right? No. That looks way off. Yeah, that doesn't look good at all. Okay, well, they tried. I'm guessing it's just due to the design of the weapon itself. I mean, it's really up there, apart, separated from the hand. You know, it's not terrible. It's not terrible. It doesn't look ideal though. Okay. We have these little pieces to attach. Let me refresh how they go. Where's my booklet? I always forget if they're the same orientation, either left or right, and they're not. I don't remember them having a hollow section. I'm guessing that goes towards the inside of the figure. And so that's technically the completed look for this dude with the extra pieces attached right on top. Still not the greatest look. It's not the greatest translation of the look from the video games, but the games did cheat quite a bit where things change it in size and whatnot. So that's what we got here. I know a lot of folks still prefer the original molds of these guys, and I don't blame them. They're not bad. I've had them before, not anymore, but still, these aren't terrible. And of course, he can hold the energy mace as well. Although his arm is a little bit too meager to hold it up. He's got to hit the gym a little bit. God, he still has that extreme double jointed elbows where they kind of, I mean, you have to angle it better than this, right? But they just don't look like much from the side. But he can hold it. He can hold it up. So no worries there. But again, I mean, just talking about the coloration itself, it's fantastic. Great rendition for Thundercracker. I don't remember if we had any cone heads in the game. I know we didn't play as any, but did we have any in the background, or were there any designs of any? Are they going to continue to give us this mold as other Seekers, maybe some cone heads? I'm not sure. I'm ready. I think I'm ready to give this a rest though. I am looking forward to hopefully some updated designs for some other characters. Give us some Dinobots maybe. But that would be the next game, right? That was Fall of Cybertron. So it might be a minute for those. Not bad though. We're gonna check out vehicle mode? Sure. Yeah, let's do it. And we have here the same Cybertronian Tetrajet that we've gotten before already. Again, it's great to see it in this new color scheme. I do think that just in general, Skywarp and Thundercracker's color scheme works quite a bit better for the jet modes than Starscream's does. A lot of it ties together just a bit nicer. And although this rendition of the War for Cybertron model that we see is just a little bit off, it's kind of cool to see it here brought to life. I gotta point out, we still have a bit more of that chromish blue paint for the nose cone. That looks great. It is, of course, that soft rubbery material, so I don't even know if I'll be able to repaint that. This guy, I can just tell this guy, I mean, this Seeker mold in general is gonna be challenging to paint. A lot of the parts really do rub up against each other. And again, you have the soft rubber for the nose cone and for the cockpit itself. Even though it's got some silver paint there on the back too, repainting that would be challenging to say the least. Even out of the box here, when you rotate these wings, we already have a marking on the silver from where we turn that wing around, and that's something that would probably still be present after a repaint too. It's something that's minor though, doesn't really bother me, but the more you would transform it, the more it would become an issue. I mean, I'm still gonna do it, don't get me wrong, I'll accept the challenge, but I'm just saying, it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough. What else can I say about this guy that I haven't already? Not much. Color scheme is great. Transformation is, It still sucks that the entire bottom of the nose cone section is just really not there. You see the back of the head. You very much see the arms. The bottoms of jets is always gonna be questionable at best. And even this guy makes that look bad. Not the greatest, not the greatest. You can attach the weapons onto it. I won't even do it here because I don't want to. I've shown that before. Although, I guess maybe since one of the weapons is new, we can attach it if I find out where it goes. Okay, okay, not like that, not like that. Okay, I won't attach the mace, but there's that weapon on there. It looks a little bit silly, but again, as a Cybertronian vehicle, who's to say that's not how it looks, right? Pretty sure you never do that in the game, but it doesn't look bad here. It does kind of take away from the sleekness of the jet though. Okay, that's that guy. One more item to look at here. What? Something new. All right, finally, Age of the Primes, living up to the name. We have Transformers part of the 13, Alchemist Prime. Very interesting figure. I was unsure if in this new line of Transformers, if I was gonna bite the bullet on the 13, but upon seeing some of the early designs, I thought they look nice. So I'm all in. I'm all in for the 13. Although we have that big ass Optimus Prime, Star Optimus Prime. Is he technically one of the 13? Because I'm not gonna put the money down for that guy. That guy's a bit much. I know it's originally from Star Convoy from one of the Japanese Transformer shows that I never saw, so I'm not really all that familiar with it. It looks interesting. It looks interesting, but it's not gonna be for me though. But I hope that means I'm not gonna end up with 12 primes. I do want 13. Lucky number 13. Let me know in the comments below, would you? If Star Optimus Prime is officially one of the 13, or is he like an extra one? I don't know. I don't know. I mean, we have that rendition of the 13 primes. I should probably take a look at that, right? I know that some of them are kind of like placeholders for the designs. Maybe they haven't designed them when they put out that image. And I think one of them is going to be a retool of a previous figure, perhaps. I don't know. This guy's brand new though, but we have Alchemist here, and he is a very interesting design. I always love a mustachioed Transformer. That always sits well with me. And this guy's rocking a mustache. Fantastic stuff. And he's got like the scientist goggles, so he's fitting the look. On the back we have some nice renders of the bot mode and the vehicle mode. He's got his accessory, oh god, it's in Cybertronian. I'm not gonna translate that. Will Google Translate work on Cybertronian? I don't think it will right now. But it says something right here. You get that image of the accessory at the very least. Apparently, all of the accessories of the 13 primes are going to be used for something. I don't know if they're going to, I guess, combine, but they've said to keep an eye out for that. Again, which is why I hope Star Optimus Prime is not included with that. I cannot invest in that guy. Can't do it. Can't do it. Let's get this guy at the box. Okay. I'm wondering if this is my first prime of the 13 primes. Have I opened up any prior? I don't think I have. Let me know if I have. That's a nice shade of green. Almost like a houndish kind of a green, huh? Yeah, it's funny, like the vehicle mode itself doesn't seem particularly alien. Almost seems like a military kind of a vehicle, which is odd for a scientist or an alchemist. I'm not gonna judge. Which I think lends credence to the thought that it might be a pre-tool for something else. I don't know. Time will tell. He does look great as he is here though. Oh yeah, they're just all clear plastic for those accessories. And they're not exactly the same. They're similar. Oh, I don't know if he uses these like as some kind of energon blades or whatnot. Perhaps they do have pegs here at the bottom. And this one has some kind of a design. Tampograph right there in the front. I don't know if it's a design that we have seen before, perhaps. Not too familiar with it. Oh, but each of the primes have their own symbol though, right? Okay. So that's for the Alchemist. Let's take a look. Let's take a look here. I've seen some of the upcoming designs for more of the primes, and some of them just look really crazy, really out there, really interesting. God, I can't wait to get more of them. I might actually have more here in these other boxes. Looking forward to that. This guy is a very wide fellow, and I love the look of him. Love the detailing. He doesn't strike me as a scientist slash alchemist though. I think maybe the parts that probably would are just the goggles. Again, love that mustache that he's rocking. Good stuff. He's got a very nice chromy paint for the goggles themselves though. That looks good. That really pops. Makes it stand out quite a bit. I would definitely try to keep that for the repaint. I don't know if I would change any colors on him though, probably. Maybe after doing a little bit more research as to maybe how he's looked in the past. I don't know if any of these primes are completely new. I know some of them are existing primes that we've seen before. But this guy, I don't think I've ever heard of him. I am not too familiar. Interesting, okay. So I guess on these tip sections here, kind of just slide them on top of each other, or peg on top of each other rather, and they combine to do this thing. I mean, it kind of looks like a big set of goggles, although I don't think it's for anybody to hold. There are 2 other pegs behind them, and I'm guessing these are pegs where he would hold them. Okay, once you get everything lined up, he holds it fairly well. Yeah, that's good. Not bad at all, not bad at all. And then again, I guess when they're separate, they have kind of a rough blade look to them. I guess they could be used as weapons, I'm not sure. It would be tempting to maybe add a little bit of paint, a little bit of color to all of the intricate mechanical detailing that we have, but I would definitely not want to lose the translucent look of it. Maybe leave the large circular sections translucent with the clear plastic look. I don't know, might be something to consider there. So we have the elbows very stiff, not overly though. The hips, nothing that would be a problem though. It's funny though, we got as part of the Legacy line Transformers pulled from different shows, different continuities, kind of reinterpreted in a bit of a G1 fashion. One of the first ones was Bulkhead, that was supposed to be based off of Transformers Prime, and I don't know how successful it was. For me personally, not very. Thankfully, when they got to animate it though, they refined the look to give us a better representation of how they looked in those shows. It almost looks like this guy, if he was larger, would be a nice interpretation of Transformers Prime Bulkhead. I don't know. What do y'all think? I could see it. I could kind of see it. Still, nothing perfect, but maybe like the look of the thighs, the gunmetal on them there, it lends credence to it. Plus the fact that he's already like a nice green color, maybe just a brand new head sculpt would be all that we need, you know? So mostly it's all like that dark green plastic. We have some black plastic on here, but the accents that we pick out, obviously apart from the gunmetal for the thighs, we have some nice silvers that help it to pop. And then on top of that, hard to describe, like a greenish gold that really helps the look overall, like you see on the knee joints here. Silver on the inside detail and this greenish, light greenish gold highlight around it. That's excellent. That is not bad at all. Also around the collar, good stuff there. I like that. I like that very much. Not a lot of paint on the back, not surprising, but it's still funny to see, I guess, what's the windshield of the vehicle nicely folded onto the back. Very clean back. Not a lot of cable going on there. Good stuff. Also, it's just interesting to see like the wheels of the vehicle next to his chest like that. It's something you don't typically see on a Transformer. I always like to see like unique transformations. There are the established go-tos and whatnot, but I like seeing new stuff like that. That looks good. And then just the design of the wheels. I mean, we're going to get to them obviously more in vehicle mode, but they have a unique design to them. I don't think they'd be rubber, but they are in a dark plastic, but not as dark as the green itself. They're surrounded by black plastic too, so it helps them pop. Good stuff. Intricate details. Well, I thought we had wrist rotation, but apparently not. It's a typical type of a hinge joint where it's going to fold into the forearm. I tried twisting it, no go. There we go. All right, it's popped back in. Let's go ahead and get this guy into his vehicle mode, see what that looks like. That was fast. I can see why the instructions were very short, and yet it was satisfying. There was one little bit that was cause for concern, but upon looking at it, it's not at all. I'm not even gonna have transform it now, but just on the back of the vehicle, you see the fists. They're supposed to fully fold in to the forearm, but they just both wanna pop out, just ever so slightly. But the fact that they're both kind of popped out at the same angle, I don't know, I kind of like that look. And it's not blocking anything else. There's not really much of a vehicle look that it's interfering with. I guess the design back here, you can probably make an argument that it's meant to be like rear tail lights perhaps, although of course it's not painted, but just the design itself kind of looks that way to me. But the vehicle itself, it's solid. It is a surprisingly simple transformation to get here, but it gets the job done overall. The only part I guess that really kind of sticks out of bot mode are these knee sections here. They really do stick out in vehicle mode, but because of the fact that it's kind of like an alien vehicle technically, I guess it gets away with it. Although again, not very alien or not very Cybertronian to begin with. That could very easily be just some kind of a militaristic vehicle, something out of a Halo video game, you know? But it's not bad though. It's not bad. I like it. It just doesn't really fit. It doesn't seem to fit for the character anyways. Also, I'm just noticing there's no Autobot symbol, but I guess the 13 primes wouldn't have that, right? Although one of them does. I don't want to spoil it. It does look like something could really fit right on the hood there. He doesn't even have those bubbles that we see on the weapon. Speaking of which, I guess you just attach them to the top. I mean, I guess that works. There you go. Plop on the top. It doesn't really take much away from the look of the vehicle. I guess because they don't look like weapons, although if they had, it would definitely give it more of that militaristic look too though. But that, I mean, it doesn't help the look, but it doesn't take away from it. I do like how on the windshield, not sure if it comes up on camera, but it's got like some designs, panel lines on the inside of it there, and it's surrounded by the black plastic, or rather it's painted in black on the edges, and thankfully we don't really see much of the inside to hinder that look. That's good overall. That's not bad. I do like that. What's interesting though, okay, I guess they have headlights painted in the front, these silver sections here, but the molded detail that's right on top of it, that to me looks like what would actually be the headlight. I mean, I could just fix it myself with paint. Yeah, I don't know. It looks kind of weird. It looks kind of weird. Overall, a very clean transformation, a fine looking vehicle from a pretty great looking bot mode. Although it's not what I would have expected from somebody called Alchemist Prime. Still though, looks great. Not too shabby. I'm looking forward to the other ones. I think Prima Prime looks pretty fantastic. And there's one that's like a Pegasus that looks just super bonkers. So I think I'm looking forward to those a bit more, but we'll take a look at them once they get here. Are they maybe here now? I don't know. Look forward to that, shall we? That is gonna do us for today though. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you had a great time checking these out, as much as I did. You can always check me out on all the socials. Links are down below. And you can support the channel by liking, subscribing, leaving a comment, or become a member, have access to some great emotes. We've also got a merch shop. I say we, it's just me. Well, I guess there's Super Cat around here somewhere too, right? Get some cool stuff though. And you can really support by heading over to patreon.com/hobbieswithjose and picking a tier that's right for you. I do always post behind the scenes photos and videos of my latest projects. And you can even help choose what I work on next too. So check it out. But until the next one, take care of yourselves and keep on customizing. Ah, it's working, right? Right?